How to sing powerful high notes using vocal fry. You might have heard from some people about how good the vocal fry is, and also from others who have told you that the vocal fry is dangerous. So who's right? Well, it depends. If you watch till the end of this video, you'll realize that there's actually more than one type of vocal fry, and whether or not you can execute that specific type of vocal fry that is actually useful, it all boils down to this one thing that I'm about to share with you. You'll be able to sing your high notes with more power and more presence just by using the right type of vocal fry. Hey, it's JJ here, and if this is your first time watching my videos, I help singers like you unlock your high notes fast by showing you how you can access your high complete mixed voice vocal placement. So if that sounds like what you need, then hit the subscribe button below now and let's get started. Now, firstly, what is a vocal fry? If you were to look into a laryngoscope, which is used to examine your vocal cords, it will look a bit like this. There are two different types of vocal fries. The first type is what I call the low vocal fry. The second type is what I call the high vocal fry. Now, what's the difference? Let me show you what is a low vocal fry first. It sounds a bit like this. Now, for high vocal fry. Can you hear difference? Before I continue, comment down below. What difference do you hear? If you have been following my work for long enough, and if you have understood what I've been teaching all along, you have realized that the first low vocal fry, it is being executed in a low placement, whereas this high vocal fry, it's being executed in a high complete mixed voice vocal placement. This low vocal fry is the one that's fucking dangerous, because the more you do it, the more it will damage your voice. And you can use this low vocal fry in your low notes, but I can tell you, the moment you transit into your high notes, you can't use this vocal fry for your high notes. It kind of loses its purpose as well, because here in this video we're trying to learn how you can use vocal fry to launch into a powerful high note. And that is why the safe way and a proper vocal fry is actually the high vocal fry, which is being performed and executed in a high complete mixed voice vocal placement. And this high vocal fry, it can be used for most parts of your vocal range, unlike that low vocal fry. So the reason why these high vocal fries, it works well to give you more powerful high notes instead of a weak falsetto, is because a high vocal fry, it adds compression to your vocal cords, and it adds compression in the high placement. Because when I'm doing a vocal fry, one thing that's for sure is that in order to perform a vocal fry, your vocal cords must be touching each other, like what we have seen earlier. When you compress into the already touching, the already having in context vocal cords, you are actually connecting and pressing your vocal cords towards each other with a lot of finesse and control. Ultimately, this high vocal fry, it helps you find more compression in your voice, regardless whether is it medium compression or heavy compression. Let's take a look at some examples here. Underneath all bad blood, be my help, be a savior who can. Can you hear how those singers are actually using vocal fry to add compression into it? I want to show you specifically how Jungkook is adding into that high note right there. I want you to notice that the first starting note that he's singing into is actually a G4 sharp, which is above the male passaggio. So to hit that note from the get-go straight into it, it can be very challenging. So what Jungkook is doing here is he's choosing to apply a bit of vocal fry to add more compression into his G4 sharp because it's the first note in the song. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that Jungkook cannot just explode into it. He absolutely have no fucking problem exploding into it. But he's being smart about doing things here. And in fact, I'm using this as a teaching material because he's actually compressing using vocal fry. So listen again and let me show you what I mean. I just heard you found the one you've been looking. He's going. Can you hear it? Listen to him again. So what you want to do is you want to add a bit of. I just heard you found the one you've been looking. Now this high vocal fry, you can use it, you can add it, and it will launch perfectly into the high note. But if you're using a low vocal fry, let me show you what happened. Can you hear that it is splatting out? It is pulling chest voice, shouting, whatever you want to call it. But it is not a proper mixed voice like what Jungkook is doing there. The ability to find the high vocal fry is so important. Try it below. If you're a guy, try it and let me know. If you're a girl, for you, G4 sharp might be high for some girls as well who are stuck in a low placement. Try it. If you can't do what Jungkook is doing there, there's a good chance that you haven't found the high vocal fry yet, which also means you haven't accessed your high complete mixed voice vocal placement yet. But the moment you can find this high vocal fry, you realize that singing high notes, it starts becoming easier and easier. I'm not saying that every single time when you sing, you have to add a bit of vocal fry before every single high note that you sing. No, I'm not saying that. In fact, sometimes we just want to explode right into it. But for certain instances there, especially if it's the first note in the song, it has actually two purposes. Number one, you are compressing from a place where your vocal cords are already connected, so it becomes easier. Versus if you're just going straight into it, it's like they're apart and then suddenly you have to seal them together instantly, and that is slightly harder. The second purpose is actually the high vocal fry. You can hear it being used in a lot of pop songs, like the examples above. Like literally countless pop singers, they use the vocal fry as a stylistic choice in their singing. But of course, as a technical vocal coach, when I look at this, it's a very beautiful stylistic choice. But I think further, how can I take this stylistic choice and turn it into a way of practice? So one way you can actually practice is start actually practicing your high notes with this vocal fry. I'm going to bring guys through your passaggio with this vocal fry. Now girls, I'll be playing the key. You'll be doing it a bit higher up there. Let's try it. Let's start with E4 first. And let's just do Now we're at F4 sharp. Let's go higher, G4. Okay guys, you can do this. Not this. If I'm using the wrong vocal fry, if I set the vocal cords wrongly in the first place, low vocal fry. Can you see that it is pulling chest voice, it is splatting, it is shouting. It is not a balanced mixed voice. The key is this. I don't care what vocal exercise you use. If you notice, I hardly teach any vocal exercise in all my videos. I give you practical things that you can apply into whatever the hell vocal exercises you want to use. Don't get me wrong, there are definitely certain vocal exercises that are more effective than others, and that is why I choose not to teach them also, because different people's vocals, they need different types of vocal exercise and different ways to do it. That's why I'm always being very careful. I don't like to just dish out random vocal exercises on YouTube, in my YouTube videos, because I know it will help some people. But what I'm also worried about is it will harm a lot of people. That's why I hardly ever, if you see me, show you any vocal exercises, unless it's a safe for all vocal exercises, like the blowjob. SOVT vocal exercise. That one, everyone can do it. But whenever we have consonants, we have vowels involved, I'm very selective. And that is why only for my private clients and in my course, Complete Mixed Voice 1.0, I give out the vocal exercises there because I spent a lot of time explaining to you how to do it right and whether or not you actually need the vocal exercise. Long story short, what I want you to do here is pick any vocal exercise that you think is suitable for you. It might be, it might not be, but I don't want to give you any vocal. Pick any vocal exercise that you think is suitable for you. And before you start making a sound in the vocal exercise, start adding a bit of that high vocal fry that I told you. Not this. I'm not saying that pitch is high. The pitch is almost similar. But this high vocal fry can launch you into a higher notes, a more louder, a more powerful, a more compressed, powerful, high mixed voice. If you enjoyed what you have seen, then go ahead and like the video now and tell me below in the comments section how's your results with this high vocal fry when you are now applying it into your songs, your vocal skills. And I'll see you in my next video.